Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a new Idle Huntress video. Today we'll be explaining Misaki and Honoka from the DOA Part 2 collab. The order is going to be Honoka's kit and badges, and then it's going to be Misaki's kit and badges, and then I'll go over the Discord analysis. First off, we have Honoka's Dragon Herd. Her first skill, level 1, attacks the enemy with the highest attack 7 times, dealing 80% of the attack and physical damage every time, with 40% chance to reduce the target's attack by 15% for 2 turns. At level 2, the physical attack increases to 100% and the reduction in attack increases to 50%. At level 3, the physical damage increases to 120% and the attack reduction increases to 60%. Her second skill, Honoka's Ultimate. At level 1, when Kasumi and Marie Rose and Misaki is in the team, Honoka casts level 1 Ultimate of one of the existing characters. If Kasumi, Marie Rose, or Misaki are not on the team, Honoka casts the level 1 Ultimate of one of theirs. Level 2, the increase goes to a level 2 Ultimate, and at level 3, it becomes level 3 Ultimates. Her first passive, Ad-Lib. At level 1, Honoka's normal attack attacks an enemy 4 times, dealing 80% of their attack and physical damage every time and recovering HP equal to 50% of the attack's damage for all allies. At level 2, this damage increases to 100% and the HP increases to 70%, and at level 3, the damage increases to 120% and the HP recovery increases to 100%. Her second passive, Art of the Fighting. At level 1, attack increases to 18% and crit to 3.5%, then 25% and 5%, and then 30% and 6%. And lastly, her EE, her exclusive equipment, Teamwork. Level 1, 18% increase in HP. Level 2, toughness increases by 5%. Level 3, defense increases by 30%. And now we get to EE 30. At level 4, crit damage increases by 20% when an ally casts their ultimate, recovering HP equal to 100% of her attack and increases crit by 5% for all allies. For level 5 at EE 40, crit damage increases by 40%, and then HP increases by 150% and crit increases by 10% for all allies. And at level 6, crit damage increases by 60%, HP recovers by 225%, and crit increases by 15% for all allies. This EE makes her special, and that's why you can get her to 3-star if you wanted to, right? Because this allows the team, your whole team, to get to up to 100% crit percent, and then doing an insane amount of crit damage because it stacks. Every time someone casts their ultimate, it will keep stacking. And on top of all of that, you're also getting massive heals every time somebody ults. So keep that in mind for why you might want to get her. Now for badges and runes. For badges, we want an attack badge and a crit badge, and then possibly an HP badge for an alternative. We want to raise up her attack insanely so that she does a lot of damage, as well as we want to make sure she crits, even though I think this is kind of redundant, and then you could sub the crit badge for the HP badge, just because she's going to be adding crit to your team anyway. Now for runes, we're going to want the Flame rune and the Earth rune. This is going to give her the 50% attack, giving her, once again, more attack. We want to give her HP, attack, final damage, and crit. We don't need to give her speed because she's going to just be doing massive damage. We want to build her absolute DPS. Now for Misaki. Her first skill, High Toss Serve. At level 1, serves towards the last row of the frontal column, dealing 200% of her attack and magical damage. If no one is in the target position, an agility type non-boss unit next to it will move to that position to defend and take damage. If no one defends that serve, dispels 1 debuff from all allies and 1 buff from all enemies, and Misaki will use her ultimate one more time. At level 2, the magic damage increases to 250% of attack and dispels 2 debuffs from all allies and 2 buffs from all enemies, and at level 3, magic damage increases to 300% and dispels all debuffs from allies and all buffs from enemies. This skill is absolutely busted and is essentially Zenji and Helen into one character, except for the price of 3 of them. So do keep that in mind. She is a great character for this cleanse. Her ultimate, Magic Smash. Misaki jumps into the air and smashes to attack 1 random enemy. If there's another light or dark ally, attack 3 random enemies. The attack deals 200% of her attack and magic damage, with a 40% chance to inflict a stun for 2 turns. At level 2, the magic damage increases to 250%, and then the stun chance increases to 50%. At level 3, the damage increases to 300%, and the stun chance increases to 65%. Now for the best part of her kit, Halftime, her passive. At level 1, when Misaki is severely injured for the first time, she triggers Halftime for 2 turns, during which she dispels all buffs and debuffs from self, becomes immune to all damage and debuffs, and is unable to take action. After the break, recovers 50% of her max HP. At level 2, HP recovers to 75%, and level 3, HP increases to 100% and immediately casts one ultimate right after halftime. If that wasn't clear enough, when she takes fatal damage, so if she were to have died, then she goes into this halftime form, which for 2 turns, nothing can happen to her, but she's also not doing anything either. But as soon as she comes back up, she gets a certain amount of health and possibly is casting an ultimate. Now for her second passive, Jump Serve. At level 1, it increases hit by 3.5% and crit by 3.5%. Level 2, 5% and 5%, and level 3, 6% and 6%. So pretty easy, pretty simple. Now for her exclusive equipment, her EE, at level 1, defense increases by 18%, level 2, HP increases by 25%, and at level 3, final damage reduction is increased by 6%. At EE 30 and level 4, after halftime, increases attack by 50% and defense by 50% with the 50% chance to replace normal attack with the ultimate. Level 5, the attack increases to 70% with 70% defense and a 70% chance to ultimate after the normal attack. And at level 6, halftime increases damage by 100%, defense by 100%, and with a 100% chance to replace your normal attack with your ultimate. This E's pretty busted, and make sure she's in the front row, but you have to revolve around her dying as soon as possible. She needs to be knocked out ASAP so that she can get in the halftime form, and then is having this increased damage, defense, and is ulting every round, which, if you have Honoka on your team still alive, then she's healing your team every time the Misaki ults because she's auto-attacking, but her auto-attack is an ultimate. So keep that in mind, keep that in mind. For badges, you're going to want primarily a speed badge and an HP badge, and you have the alternative defense badge if you want defense instead of HP. For runes, you're going to want 2 green badges and 2 yellow badges. This is going to give a 35% HP and 25% extra defense. For runes, you're going to want 2 green and 2 yellow. This is going to give 35% HP, 25% defense, and then the substats, you're going to want to make her fast and give her a lot of HP. The idea is to make her super, super tanky. The thing is, this is kind of like a double-edged sword because the more tankier she is, the harder it's going to be for her to die within the first round so that she gets that halftime, but hey, if she's in the fight longer, she's doing more damage anyway, so just keep that in mind. Now for the unofficial Discord analysis. Honoka on the JP Wiki rates at a 7.5 and Misaki rates at a 5.5. Should you roll for either of these? No, they're light dark, and there's better. If you were going to go for a light dark unit, you would go for Thor if you are balling on a budget, but if you're a whale, do whatever you want, right? The recommended breakthrough for Honoka is the 3-star, which is approximately 420 pulls. Like I was saying, your goal is to get the EE, and then Misaki at 6 stars because you just need to max her out anyways, which is going to be the 950 pulls. Where they're going to be used. So Honoka is going to be used in PvE content. This is going to be Dragon Attack, Guild Venture, and Guild Boss. This is primarily to give your teammates massive amounts of crit percentage and crit damage when you're going against bosses. This is great for Huang, Thor, Jin, Chiome, you name it. Misaki is primarily only going to see that PvP play because of the revive, the halftime, and the extra damage, as well as the ultimate recycle. Honoka is only used for DPS content like Dragon Attack. Her EE skills allows her to give a party-wide crit buff each time an ally casts an ultimate, and this buff can be repeatedly stacked. This eventually leads to your party having a 100% crit rate, which not only improves your overall damage, but also allows your DPS to wear a crit damage engrave on their 4th slot instead of a crit engrave, leading to a higher damage output. She also doubles as a healer from her passive, freeing up a healer slot in Dragon Attack. Even till this day, even on JP with UR characters, Honoka is still on many teams on PvE teams just because of that guaranteed crit and crit damage. Now Misaki has a lot of interesting features. Her passive transforms into an invincible tank for 2 turns, similar to Angel, but without the burst damage. Skill 1 cleanses debuffs from your party and dispels buffs from the enemy, but only if there's no one to defend against the attack. This can easily be done by putting more units in your back row or an agility type unit in the middle of the back row. If you're only on offensive, she can become your party's cleanser/debuffer by placing her in the correct positions against the correct teams. Her EE skill is the most interesting part of her kit. At EE 50, she will use her ultimate instead of her normal attack after her passive expires. This means that she will always be stunning 1 unit, and if you have a light dark units, possibly 3 units, at a 65% chance every turn other than her skill turn. This is quite powerful as it allows her to chain stun her opponents as long as she lands her stun successfully. Like other light dark units, Honoka and Misaki require significant whaling, so free-to-play players Low or mid spenders should not pull for her whatsoever, though Honoka only needs to be 3-star for her to perform her job in PvE content. And that wraps it up for their showcases. I hope this answered many of your questions. If you have any more, happy to answer them in the comments, or I'll answer them quicker in my Discord. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I will catch you guys next time. Take care.